Well, hospital porters, pride and dignity, stop the New World Order. Welcome to HPANWO TV. We just nip back to our digs. I've got to pick up a pen because my pen ran out. Well, the conference has begun. A guy came up and introduced. What was his name? He was Planet X Live Radio City.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I forgot his name.
Because apparently it's a big local radio station here in Liverpool called City Radio, and they have something called Planet X Radio Live, which is a conspiratorial alien paranormal chat sort of show. That's quite good when these things get onto the mainstream. And then we had Miles, didn't we?
Yeah,
good old Miles. Oh, don't know if you can hear me there. We're on the main road at the moment.
And the traffic.
Yeah. Well, Miles, he's all right. I mean, he takes the mickey, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a good laugh, Miles.
He's a good laugh. I mean, so don't take him too seriously. That's the thing. I mean, he kept calling me an anorak because he kept saying, "Who's heard of this? Who's heard of that?"
I was very impressed at his opening, the fact that he was about to present all this kind of information that he has been working on for a lot of years, and yet he was like, "Don't make any conclusions.
Yeah.
Do not make." He was really firm in saying that, and I was quite impressed with the opening.
That's very good. So, I mean, we're knee deep in people who pretend to have all the answers. Yeah. But he kept saying, he called me an anorak because I put my hand up to everything. I'm the only one in the room who knew what AMASH stands for. Anomalous Mind Management Abduction Contactee Helpline, and I'm the only one in the room who knew that. He kept calling me an anorak while he was on stage, which was very. I don't mind. I've been called worse things. But Miles, I didn't understand everything he was saying, and I mean, I don't think it's possible to unless you've looked at his material. Him and Joanne. Now I know Joanne. I met Joanne on. Which way are we going? Which way is it? It's down here, yeah. I knew Joanne. She was at the Rendlesham Forest Conference in 2010, and I met her there because she gave me a lift. She was the lady who gave me a lift. I mean, you can see on the videos. I mean, really, you have to look at all the material in the basis films and the AMASH project for videos. There's probably several hundred hours of material to watch. It's all free online, luckily. They do put it free online. There's a lot on there, Richard.
Yeah, I think particularly the first 4 bases, if you're unfamiliar with any of Miles' work, the bases 1, 2, 3 and 4, they were my favourites.
Yeah.
They seem to have the most information, and after that it's kind of like a repetitive motion of the same story but in different locations, as it were. But again, there's hundreds of hours of it. I haven't seen it all myself. So.
Some of them, as with Project Camelot, I'm not convinced by the testimony of all the witnesses. I won't say which ones, but I mean, some of them I'm not convinced by. Others I think are convincing. I mean, one of the guys he interviewed was a man I know called Matt Todd, and I can tell you Matt Todd is very, very genuine, and he is. I mean, I've known that guy for a while. He's pretty believable. Another guy I know is James Casbolt. Well, I haven't seen him for a couple of years actually, but I don't know quite what to make of Casbolt because.
Well, he's joined the US military apparently.
Well, apparently,
That's a strange thing to do, to enlist in the military when you're in your mid-30s. I didn't think you were allowed to enlist in the military when you're in your mid-30s, but perhaps there's hope for us all.
I'm not quite sure what to make, because James had a website that had some videos on it which were supposedly of shape-shifting aliens, people like Zbigniew Brzezinski shape-shifting, when they were obviously fake. But I mean, he talks about the Dulce base. Now again, I mean, the Dulce business, you see, there's another story coming out about Dulce now to do with Paul Benowitz, so the guy who sort of brought Dulce out in the sort of late 70s, and this was that Benowitz was actually deceived, and that the whole thing was a psyop. I haven't looked into the details of this story, but that is the new story. But as he said a lot of interesting things, because Miles has a background in radio broadcasting, pirate radio in Ireland. And he said that Mossad were involved in digging up ancient artefacts in Ireland, which is interesting. And Miles, when he was in his studio, he saw these things called scuttlers. Now, from what I gather, they're some kind of insectoid alien.
With a lot of like
spider-like creatures, arachnoid creatures, which they sometimes appear. Oh look, little seagull there. Hello, are you all right?
I don't think he is.
No, he doesn't look very well. It's not flying. Oh, is it a baby?
Yes. It's not a very old one.
Oh, it's a juvenile. Hello. Are you all right? Hope he's all right. Anyway, he also talks. I mean, the Montauk project. Now, there's evidence. Things about the Montauk base is there's actual evidence that the Montauk base exists because Stuart Swerdlow and the other guys involved said there was a base in a particular area. Now, that area has been investigated with ground penetrating radar, and they've actually found underground facilities where Swerdlow said they were. What's more, there are lots of very, very strange manhole-like structures all over the Montauk site, which seem to lead to an underground facility. Now he talks about, there's a lot of other people. I mean, like Sasha Christie. Now, I don't know much about Sasha Christie because I know her from Facebook because, I mean, she's always on Facebook putting various things up. But I don't know much about her, do you?
She likes gas masks. She's got a lot of pictures of gas masks on her.
Does she?
Yeah, on her Facebook. That's about all I know. And she's doing a lot of work with the Rendlesham Forest. And stuff,
yeah.
But I haven't actually seen much of her work. But maybe it's something I should look at.
Yeah. Well, she came out with an interview and an article explaining how the whole thing was a hoax. What it was actually a drill. They were basically doing a kind of time and motion study on the security police, and the whole thing was a drill designed to sort of like test that. Now, she said that you can get a PDF file showing the minutes of a conference that went on just before, a few months before Rendlesham Forest, which indicate that the US government and the Department of Defence was concerned about the efficiency of its personnel, and they did there was plans to do a kind of time and motion study on them, maybe ergonomically design the workplace and things like that. I mean, they're doing this all the time nowadays in various workplaces, but this was actually quite a long time ago. This, like I say, was just before the Rendlesham Forest incident. Now, I don't know much about this. I know a lot of people have said this is disinformation. I'm not sure. Sasha she actually lectured at the last Rendlesham conference, which I couldn't go to, and it's on YouTube, so I'm going to have to watch that. Yeah. Anyway, we've only got a 15-minute break, and Dave Griffin's on next.
Yeah, he's going to be talking about visiting ET's rebooting terrestrial language systems.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Yeah. I think the great hospital port, Ludwig Wittgenstein, I think, would like that.
Liechtenstein.
Ludwig Wittgenstein, the great hospital porter. He was into language. He was also a philosopher in his part-time when he became a civilian, I hear. Anyway, no more ado. Let's get back in there and listen to David Griffin. Thanks for watching. Hospital Porters, Pride and Dignity, Stop the New World Order.